And there we have it. There's our Evans Agent Portal welcome screen. So we're all probably pretty much familiar with the path to get to that billing screen. We're going to go under the operations menu and just select billing. This is our blank billing screen right here. I know most of you are probably very familiar with this. It looks very straightforward. We're used to working with this. Just want to kind of point out some features. We have the action buttons across the top. This is where you're going to do all of your operations from. Our bill customer and pay driver is the most widely used button on this screen. That's when your move is finished, the driver's done, you're all ready, you have all your paperwork uploaded, and you want to bill that customer and pay your driver all in one shot. You're going to click Bill Customer and Pay Driver. In the event that you don't have a driver to pay and you just want to bill your customer, you have the next button, which is the Bill Customer Only button. Next to that is the exact opposite, the Pay Driver Only button. This is in the case where you would have a pre-pull type situation, where you have a driver who wants to get paid this week, but the entire move won't be completed until next week when you pull it from your yard and take it to their warehouse or whatever your operations may look like. You can click Pay Driver Only and just pay that driver. Then wait till next week when everything is finished and completed, and then do your bill customer or your bill customer and pay driver to finish that and close it out. We do have the print POD here. You can always do this anytime you need one. This will not contain any financial information on it, but it will give you a POD. Your driver POD will give you another POD that will have on there what the driver is being paid for the load. Print order book load. Everyone knows that book load is our save function. That's our most important button on here. So anytime you put some information in here, always hit that book load so you don't lose any of it. Templates are great for maximum efficiency, especially when you run the same lane many, many times. If you need any help creating templates or are interested in any other information, don't hesitate to reach out to any member of the training team, and we'd be more than happy to go into detail with you on how to do that. Your history search is next up here. History search is when you want to pull up anything within the last year. Clear screen is when you want to just get right out of that load so you can go into another one. You'll hit your clear screen. That will clear you right back to a blank screen all ready for you to enter your next load. Retrieve order just does just that. You'll click retrieve order, type your pro number in, and you can pull up that bill. Alrighty, so one of the things that we would like to go over today are what exactly are required in this billing screen in order to correctly and efficiently bill our customers. Well, the first three things that are absolutely required are first a bill to, a from, and a to. Those are required. I'm sure you're probably very familiar with that. Once you have a bill to, a from, and a to, when you hit that book load button, you're going to get a generated pro number. And we all know the pro number is our way of tracking our loads through our system. And once you have that pro number, then you can go back to that load anytime, do any changes you need to do. In this section, nothing is required, but you are more than welcome to go in there, change any of those pre-filled informations to apply to the actual load that you are doing. Down here in the references section, the only requirements in this section are container number and reference number 1. Everything else in that section is optional, but chassis is very, very important. If you are using a pull chassis, it is imperative that you enter your chassis number in there so that when our chassis team receives those bills, they can link that back to this pro, make sure that all the correct days were billed, and pay those bills. But if that chassis number is not entered in there, that really does hold up that process, make their job a whole lot more difficult, and accuracy and efficiency are first and foremost when it comes to good billing practices. All right, down here, these notes, this note section is completely up to you if you want to fill that in. It is not mandatory. Here's where you're going to place all your financials. On the left side is everything you're going to bill your customer. On the right side is everything you're going to pay your driver. You can pay up to 6 tractors on any one load. Down here is where you're going to add your miscellaneous charges, which is your accessorial fees. If you click on this, it's not going to give me one because I don't have a from to and a bill to. But if you click on this, it's going to create a pop, like a menu for you that you can click on and select a miscellaneous charge. If ever, for any reason, you go to charge to add one of those lines to the miscellaneous charges, and there are not available the one that you feel like you need, you can contact any member of the training team and Tech Deck, and we can get that added for you. Because you always want to be sure that you are billing the correct line item for whatever you are billing for. Um, Anytime you need to put any kind of a comment in to explain a charge to your customer, you have this add billing comment button here available for you. When you click it, it'll just give you a field where you can type in something about the billing or the line item that you chose so that they can better understand their invoice. Down here in operations information, the one thing that is required is the actual. This is when the load was done and completed. This is going to be a date and a time. And this is the only thing that is required. Everything else in here is optional. The only thing you want to keep in mind is depending on your customer, all of our customers have different customer requirements. So they may want you to put the tractor number in here, or if they have pickup appointments and they stick and they're sticklers for their appointment times, you may want to put that in here as well. So always make sure, just because we are meeting our bare minimum requirements for our system to be able to generate an invoice, we always also want to make sure that we are taking into consideration all of the criteria that our customer requires, because there are many customers that have so many different requirements that are not required by our system per se, but they are required by the customer in order for that customer to pay your bill. All right, down here in the agent remarks section, this is a perfect section for any of those one-off situations. Say that you billed for some extra chassis charges because there was some kind of a weather event and the driver got stuck there. But you do have an email approval from the customer saying, yes, we will pay those 3 extra days of chassis. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to upload that email with that approval from your customer into your billing screen so that you have that proof to back up those charges. And then it's always good to make yourself a little note down here. You just hit add. I'm not sure if it'll let me. Oh, it will. It'll tell you what login you're under. So it will say who put the comment in. It gives you the date and time of the comment. And then you can type that remark in there. We had a terrible storm and the roads were shut down or something like that. That way, when you go back to this load and something happens with the charges and your customer tries to short pay, you can go back and tell your customer, oh, here's the email. I had put a note in my system that the weather event had happened. I do have the approval that we would have those charges. Bear with me for one moment, folks. One of my computer screens has just decided to go completely dark on me. So I'm unplugging and replugging everything back in. Okay, I think I'm back in business here. Okay. All right. Oh, Latashi, I'm so sorry, Miss Brooks. I just seen your question. What if the chassis number is not legible on the gate ticket? Um, I'm really, does that happen often? If you can, let's see, just reply in the chat. I'm gonna pull up my chat here. Is there any other way to obtain? Oh, you had two yesterday. Is there any other way to obtain the chassis number? Like, I mean, I'm sure it's on the equipment. I'm not sure if your driver would be able to kind of take a picture of it and text it to you or anything like that. But any way that any possible way that you can get that chassis number and get that into the system is great. We just want to do our best. I realize there are situations like that, which is really unfortunate. Do you have the actual gate ticket, or do you think maybe it was an issue with e-rigs and taking the photo of the gate ticket to upload it? Okay, okay. So maybe remarks are extremely important. Yes, Debbie, remarks are extremely important to avoid a customer short paying an invoice and any potential chargebacks to the agency because those remarks kind of jog your memory. So, I mean, I'm getting older. Um, so, and we all are, it's inevitable. But there are lots of times when I'll look at something, I'll be like, I have absolutely no idea why I did that. What right mind was I in when I did that? But when I look back, if I have a little note, I'm like, oh, I remember why I did that. It makes total sense now. So those remarks down there, those agent remarks can really be priceless when you really, really need them. But anyway, back to Latashi's question about the chassis. I will say this, one of the biggest issues, and that's actually going to come up in my little PowerPoint, is the legibility of our documents. Um, I know truck drivers are truck drivers, they're not photographers. But what we want to do is we really want to coach them and support them and say, you really need to have a good dark background. You really need to stay still when you're taking the photo. You have to not, you know, let the photo be blown, let the paper be blown in the wind while you snap the photo so it looks like it's flying away, or anything like that. Don't step on it so there's a giant footprint on it type deal. Because I've seen all sorts of crazy, crazy uploaded paperwork. So yeah, we definitely want to reach out and try to support those drivers, try to motivate them to get us that paperwork as legibly and as clearly as possible so that um, our customers accept it and everything flows very smoothly, just like we want it to. All right, so I am going to close. So we've gone over this. If anybody has any other questions about the billing screen, reach out to me, reach out to any member of the training department. We'd be more than happy to go over this with you in detail. Um, this is our jam. We like this stuff. Um, but one of the major, major things that we want you to take away from this is being compliant with that customer, making sure that you have all that paperwork scanned in and make sure that it's legible and easy to read. That's really where it's at. That's your meat and potatoes because that's your proof to demand that payment from your customer. So, all right, I am going to just move this agent portal back out of this screen. And we're going to have a look at this PowerPoint. So, New Year, fresh start. Billing 101. We already covered billing just a little bit. We're going to head on over here. So, we have some keys to effectively billing customers and common pitfalls to avoid. Rates that you are charging need to match your customer's Exhibit B. So that means whatever that Exhibit B shows, whether you have an Exhibit B or you have a rate con, always, 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 even if they don't require the rate con to be uploaded, I would upload it anyway, just because I have proof right there in front of them that this is what they told me that I was going to be paid for this load. Because gone are the days of companies being taken at their word. Today, you need black and white. You need proof. You need the screenshots. Without that, you have nothing to fall back on. And these companies, these customers, sure, they appreciate us and what we do, but they're also in it to make money, just like we are. So you just want to basically make sure that you have backup because at the end of the day, that's what pays your bills. Second one here is confirm that the correct driver is being paid the correct amount on the correct pro. This is one of the major issues that we have been seeing on a Tuesday afternoon all the way into a Friday because if they're not caught on Tuesday when they start looking at their reports after the everything is done, on a Friday when those drivers get those settlements, they log into pit stop and they take a look at it and they say, "Hold up, I didn't get my right pay." One call that you won't get normally is the driver saying that he got someone else's pay. So that's up to you and the driver who got shorted to figure out. Um, so you want to make sure and make yourself a check and balance system so that you can confirm that you're paying the correct driver the correct amount on the correct pro, always. Next is upload all required paperwork. Verify that it is legible and complete. You always want to make sure that you have all of that paperwork. I, I, I've said it enough, and I'll probably say it 10 more times before we're done here. That paperwork is all we have. That is our burden of proof. We need it in order to go back and demand payment from any company customer that is trying to not pay us. The next one down, upload all proof of accessorial approvals. Accessorials happen. There might be times when you ended up with some tolls that needed to be paid, or your driver had a bobtail. If you get an email that says, yes, we will pay you X amount of dollars, let the driver bobtail, or yes, we agreed to pay X amount of dollars for a pre-pool. Um, because if that was not on the original rate con, you want to be sure that you have some sort of proof in writing that that customer has said that they will pay for that accessorial charge. And be sure to upload that because if you don't upload it right off the bat, 30, 60 days will go by. Your collector will say, they'll send you something in the AR visibility board and say, customers denying this toll charge. And then you say, well, no, they emailed me and told me that they were going to pay it. Well, if you don't have that email, which it's really hard to go back and find it after the fact, if you're a very busy office, you want to be able to say, I uploaded that email. Just pull it up out of the agent portal. Have most of the time, the collector will go in there and find it if it's there, and they won't even have to bother you with it. So the more proof that we have, the more information we have, the less work that you will have to do after the fact. You're building a strong foundation when you're putting all of your paperwork and your information into that agent portal as soon as you get it. The last one, ensure that chassis are being built properly. This is a big one here. Chassis, it all depends. There's different people have different agreements with their chassis. They have different ways that they charge things. You always want to be positively sure that if you are using a pool chassis, that you use the daily chassis charge line. I'm going to just pull that up. I'm sure you all know this, but I'm just here to be given a review. So here's my billing screen. I am going to scroll on down. If I'm using a pool chassis, daily chassis charges right here. This is where those chassis charges need to go. Because if I don't put them in there and I put them down here and I add a miscellaneous charge for terminal owned chassis, the Evans Corporation will not keep any of that money so that when those bills come in, I'm stuck paying the whole thing because I didn't use the right line. Because when you use the daily chassis charge line up here, Evans will keep a residual amount from this line in order to just pay that bill when it arrives. So if you are using a pull chassis and you don't use this line, they will just pay that out down here. But the problem is when those bills come, they're going to start deducting your settlement. And that is what we always want to avoid because nobody wants to get deductions out of their settlement. I don't, if they were taken out of my paycheck, I would not want that to happen to me. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this for now. And we're going to move on to the next screen. The top 4 reasons for settlement deductions. Number 1 is illegible paperwork or incomplete paperwork, meaning no rate con. A lot of them will require a signed BOL. If the BOL is there, but it doesn't have a signature, they can refuse to pay. Missing if they require interchange receipts and you don't have them. That's another issue. Any kind of approval for accessorial charges right here. Number 2 is the absence of approvals for accessorial charges. You always want to be sure that anytime you are instructed to do anything that's not on your original rate con, that you have a approval for it, a fax, email, something in writing that you can upload into that agent portal to have proof to be able to demand that payment. Number 3 is incorrect chassis billing and lack of response in the equipment console. If anybody has any questions about utilizing the equipment console, we are here for you. Just reach out to us. We can get a hold of Miss Wendy, who is the chassis guru. She can sit and go over it with you, or any of us would be happy to go over that with you. I see so many high deductions because of lack of response in that equipment console, and it is such a simple process. We do suggest that you go in there at least once a week, depending on your volume, sometimes maybe twice or 3 times a week. But once a week, at least you're kind of keeping your finger on the pulse, seeing what's going on in there, addressing the issues so that it doesn't end up to be in a agent deduction type situation, because that's the last thing you want to do is you work hard for your money. You don't want to have to pay it back when you should have been paid for it in the first place. Number 4 is lack of response in the AR visibility board. So we're going to go to the next slide. Let's see, AR visibility board. So as you can see here, when you're in your operations menu, where you're usually hit for your billing or your dispatch grid, you're going to see right down here is AR visibility board. If you have a yellow number right here next to the words AR visibility board, this means that you have issues to address. All you do is click on this. It will become a little finger pointer and you can click on that link. That will take you right to your AR visibility board. The AR visibility board is a wonderful tool because that is a direct line between you and your collector. That is where you can upload extra emails or paperwork or tell her her or him, the reason why something happened. Or you can also make decisions like if it's something and you're totally like, yep, I messed up. Take the $200 back off me. There's nothing I can do about it at this point. You can just select agent deduct, and then you have that power that you can make these decisions before you pull up your agent adjustments report and you say, oh my gosh, what the heck? Where did all these deductions come from? At least you can be informed. You can be well aware of what's happening. When you click on AR visibility board, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. I did omit some information here, just for purposes of the example. But you're going to see that your AR visibility board is here. You can drill this down to different dates, or you can see if there's a pro number on there, or what the corp status is, collector, any of these things. I like to just pull it up the way it is, just because the most important one and the most pressing one, and mostly likely the oldest one, is going to be on top. So you want to work this top to bottom, preferably. We have Christina Diachiara. She's in charge of this. She's amazing. She is the most patient and kind person. If you have any issues with this AR visibility board, you can reach out to her, you can reach out to us, and any of us would be more than happy to help you. Let's see. I see a few more comments in here. Oh, hey, Dave. Dave, you want to set up a chat with Wendy? All right, I'm going to make a note on a post-it right now for you, and we'll get that going because heck yes, we definitely want to address that. And let's see, what did Debbie say? In addition, some customers have their own requirements to pay invoices. To avoid chargebacks, check with the billing account manager to see if customer has special instructions on file. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's another thing, especially with EDI accounts. EDI accounts are tricky sometimes. But the beauty is that mostly Lorraine Anthony and her team, the EDI team, they have created these wonderful guides. So if you're working any of these accounts, Walmart, Caterpillar, um, let me think about Hub, any of these big accounts, we do have instructions s- uh, somewhere that we can access for you and get to you that give you more of like the roadmap, start to finish, what you need, what's required, because some of them are very, very particular. So if you have any questions on any of the accounts that you bill, reach out to us, reach out to your collector. Your collector is your number one source for information about your account because them collectors, they know exactly what you need and they know the ins, the outs, everything. So they are a wonderful, priceless resource for you in that. All right, we're going to go right back up here. Um, so you want to always schedule time to run your reports, whether that is on a Friday afternoon, a Monday morning. Let's never, ever, ever run our report on a Tuesday morning. Tuesday mornings, you should have all your billing done. You should be sitting there on a Tuesday morning, like just waiting for the money to roll in. Um, we really, really suggest being proactive. Try to hit that bill customer button as soon as that actual date has happened. As soon as the load is completed, hit bill customer, pay driver, and move on with your life. Because the Tuesday morning 11th hour rush is just it's stressful for everyone and it really gives a lot of opportunity to make mistakes and for things to fall through the cracks, including your driver pay. um, One of the major other issues is when you hit bill customer pay driver, but for some reason there's not a billing document in there, because you'll look at it and you'll be like, I billed it out, but it won't rate because you don't have that billing document in there. So that's one of the very important things to do as well. So one of the other major reports that we would like to highlight today is the driver paid not billed report, DPNB. This is going to show you any pros that you have paid a driver on, but that you have not billed your customer for as of yet. The driver paid not billed report it's located. I'm going to pull my little agent portal over here and show you. We're going to go back to the main menu. So here's your welcome screen. When you hit reports, it's going to be number one right up here, driver paid not billed. So when you click on that, it's just going to run the report. And the report, I already ran it just for the heck of it. So here it is. This report is going to give you all of your pro numbers right here that I did block out for example purposes. It's going to give you all of the information. It's going to show you how much you paid your drivers, but you haven't billed for these yet. So this might be money just hanging out, money left on the table here. The issue with this is if time lapses and your customer has some sort of a requirement where you have to bill them within 30 days of the actual date of the move happening, and 31 days goes by, you're done. You're not going to be able to collect it. You're not going to be able to bill it. So you want to keep track of this. So this is a really good check and balance, fail safe to be sure that none of your loads are falling through the cracks. Um, so definitely make a point to run this. The best time I would say would probably be a Monday afternoon. It's just a click of a mouse. It takes all of 30 seconds and it will give you this report with all of these load numbers, and you can just go back in and be sure that this load hasn't been skipped or missed. All right, that is all for my slideshow. I have pretty much gone over everything, all the little ins and outs here. Does anybody, oh, all right, Latashi, can you show me how to get to the reports again? Absolutely. All right, I'm going to exit out of here. So here's my welcome screen. Usually we go to operations. That's where we spend 95% of our time. But you're going to go on down here right to this report screen, the reports menu. You click on reports. There they are. So driver paid not billed is going to be your first one. One of the other really good reports is the billed not finalized orders, the billed not rated. This is going to show us things that we have hit bill customer pay driver on, but that they didn't rate for some reason or another. And we're going to be able to drill these down and figure out what the heck happened here? Did I not have a specific number in there that was required? Did I not have paperwork in there? Now, your paperwork can be classified as like billing, interchange, miscellaneous, all that stuff. As by default, they go in as billing. A lot of people just leave it as is because you need at least one piece of paper in there that is classified as a billing document for the system to rate it. All right. Now, for the grand finale, I want to show you all one more thing. And I think it's an excellent tool when billing. This should be your Monday afternoon go-to. It's under the operations menu. So you're going to click operations. And you'll see all your stuff is here. And then here is the billing pay status search. The billing pay status search is a comprehensive report, meaning it's going to give you probably more information than you need, but it's all going to be displayed for you there. So I'm going to open this for you in our account here just to show you. So this is going to show us you can do it by created date, actual date, completed date. I like created date because it just created date is kind of the way I look at things. It all depends on how you like to view your information. You can choose one of those things, but it'll give you a date range. You can do last week, you can do last 2 weeks. This will only show you a 1 month snapshot at a time. So if you try to search a date range and it gives you an error, I'll show you what the error will look like. So we're going to just go back and look like we're going to look at 3 months. And I'm going to hit search. Boom. Date range should not be more than 1 month. So it's going to give you a 1 month snapshot. But that does not mean that you can't look at June. You just need to look at June 1st till June 30th. So what we're going to do, we're going to look, I'm just going to pull up December for everyone to look at. So I'm going to put December 1st through December 28th, just for the heck of it. We're going to hit search. All right, so as you can see, this is going to show you all your pro numbers. The beauty of these is if you see any issues in this report, you click on that, it takes you right back. The pop-up went to the other screen, but I'm going to drag that bad boy over here. There it is. It's going to take you right to your billing screen. So you can look in there, see where your issue is, fix it, and move on with your life. Okay. So that direct link is wonderful. The thing I like the best about this report is if you see this scroll bar and you scroll it all the way over this way, you're going to see, was it billed? All those are yes. Was it paid? All those were yes. Paid meaning paid a driver. Order closed, yes. eRIGS billing document. This will tell you whether or not a document was uploaded via eRIGS. So we see a lot of no's here. So If it says no, you're going to hope that the office billing doc says yes. So that's good. It will also tell you how much you billed. Oops, sorry about that. And how much you paid your drivers. So this is an excellent tool because we all know that we want to make sure we paid our drivers. We want to make sure that we have a billing document uploaded so that the pro will rate. This report shows all of that. One of the other things that I love about this report is you can filter. You can filter per account. You can filter for answers like paid. This is probably, there you go. You can filter for the no's and for the yeses. eRIGS document, apparently they are all no because that's my only choice. Created by, let's see if that gives me two options. I can look up who created it. I can pull a list. When you filter your information, you just you can see everything and then you can go back. Let me just do this. So I'm looking at all the yeses right now. Then you can hit clear filter and that's going to give you the yeses and the nos. Okay, so you just clear your filter when you're finished looking. If you click this button that says detail report, I'm going to click it. It might, okay, it's going to pop up probably on my other screen and I'll drag it over. This is my, oh, here we go. It's one of my favorite things because it will actually pop that right into an Excel spreadsheet for you. So the beauty of this is you can manipulate this data any way you want. You can take out all these columns. You can say goodbye. I don't want these columns. So that you can see your order number and all of these important information in one glance. You can print it out. If it's really long, you can print it out, you can split it up, you can do whatever you want to do to utilize this information, hunt down the paperwork you need, or figure out what driver did it if there was no driver paid. So all sorts of things that you can do with this report. It is a wonderful tool. So that was my grand finale. Does anybody have any more questions or comments, concerns, anything of that nature? I'd be more than happy to help. Oh, Latashi, I can send you the link. We will upload this onto YouTube as soon as it's finished doing whatever it does. I'm not very tech savvy, so but I am making a note right now on a post-it that I will send you the info. I want to show you something, one thing for everyone, and it's very beneficial for everyone to check out too. Any of these webinars, hold on one second. I'm so sorry. I'm just making a note. Okay, great. All of these webinars do end up on our YouTube channel. One of the easiest ways to get there is going to be on the training tab. So you're in the welcome screen here. You just click on training and then you can go to online videos. And I think there is a recorded webinar. Let's see, online videos. Watch recorded webinars right there. So when you click on this, this is going to take you right out to our YouTube page. And right here is all of the webinars that we've recorded. So you can sit and review them, enjoy them, and pause or copy the slides if you need. Also, if you reach out to us, we'd be happy to send you the slides if you if you need them for anything. We're always here to help. But this training tab is wonderful because there are so many things in here. There's tutorial videos. There's our agent guide, 400 plus pages that you can click and you can search. Also, right here is our scheduled training tab. I always want to put a plug in for that. If you click on scheduled training, it's going to take you right out to our scheduler. If it loads, because our internet was going a little bit slow earlier, but it's thinking, so we're just going to give it a hot second. But anyway, if it ever loads, right from that link in your agent portal, you go right out to our bookings page. You can choose anything from billing to dispatch grid to moon landing to AR visibility board, drop trailer board. all of those things. Ah, here we go. So you can see brokerage training, agent portal training. That's the big boy. That's for everything. Reports, Power BI, intercompany moves. All of these training opportunities are right at your fingertips. If I scroll on down, there's a thing called custom training. If what you're looking for or what you have questions for are not available that you see in this list, choose custom and we can do whatever you need. The easy part about doing this is say I click on reports. I go down here, my internet's running slow. I chose today. I have all of these options. I can choose what time works for me for my schedule, and I can go in there, select that time, and then someone from the training team will meet me one-on-one on a Teams meeting and personally help me. So it's a wonderful tool. So don't sleep on it. Definitely get on there and schedule some training. Always more information on evansuniversity.com as well. So get on out there and check it out. I thank all of you for your time. I'm so happy to see everyone that attended today. I hope this webinar was helpful, gave you some more tips and tricks and good ideas for best billing practices so that you can be absolutely successful in 2025. So if there's any more questions, I'll stay on for a little bit. Um, or you can feel free to email me or any member of the training team. Have a great day, everybody.